Hey guys, this is YGots2B coming back to you with another Minecraft video. Welcome to episode 2 of our first ever playthrough tutorial series thing. I haven't figured out what to call it yet, but we'll get to that. I'm new. Kind of. I don't know. But today, what's on the agenda is we are going to be figuring out what type of starter base we want to use. I have been putting a couple things together off camera, and I picked one I really like, but I'm going to go through the process of showing you a couple different ways you can get your base started and doing a step-by-step of just the template that I use for most of my starter bases. So let's get to it. Before we get started building anything, a couple things I'd like to go over. If you are first starting out playing Minecraft and this is your very first world, have no experience beforehand, your base could potentially look something like this. When I first started playing Minecraft, I didn't watch any tutorials, I didn't look at any wikis, however you pronounce it. I looked at just what I had in front of me and I built something like this, except I think it was out of birch, so it looked like a cow or something. It was bad. It was really bad. But thankfully, I started watching some tutorials like you are, and my building improved greatly. Now, another tip. Whenever you're starting to plan out a build, plan out a color palette. Like, I like to lay out the material like this so that I can actually see what I'm working with. And then I pick a couple options. So for our world that we're working on right now, what's readily available is the birch, oak, and dark oak. And for this build, I think we're going to mostly be working with the oak and dark oak and obviously cobblestone. That is plentiful no matter where you are. Another thing, if you are desperate for a base and you need something to settle down in, a hole in the ground will do just fine. If you dig a 3x1 trench and then staircase it down and then dig a hole that is 2x3x3 high, that is all the more room you really need. You can fit your bed here, maybe a furnace in the corner, your crafting table, maybe some chests or barrels over here for storage, and that's all you really need to start out. But today I'm going to be showing you the template of how I like to build, and since it's getting late, I'll go ahead and jump till morning. For the base that we're going to be building today, it's going to end up looking like this. Now, as you can see, we have some options for roofs and then the step-by-step of how to actually build this. But for the most part, this lends itself to being able to be decorated in many different ways. It has plenty of room on the inside for a few decorations, a bed, crafting table. You have some storage up top, and when it starts raining, you have a place to come inside, which is also really nice. And when it's thundering, ooh, wow, that lightning was really close. I said when it's thundering, thank you very much, game. This is so loud, oh my gosh. I hope you guys can still hear me, but I'm gonna sleep this away and we're actually gonna start building because we have better things to do than try to build something in the rain. Is it gonna stop? Okay, it's stopping. Ah, such a nice, beautiful morning. And because we have such a beautiful morning, we are gonna get started building. So my number one piece of advice whenever you are starting a new build, whether it's the beginnings of your mega base, beginnings of just a larger base, or any build in general, is figure out a footprint. So for us today, it's super simple. All we're doing is a 7x7 square. But if, let's say, you wanted a little offshoot over this way, you would want to put a corner there, maybe a corner over here, and maybe a couple more like this. Kind of a, well, that's not mine. Let's go with that. Then you'd have your floor plan. You'd see if you like it. If not, change it, and you don't have that much time commitment added to it. If you just start building, odds are you're not going to like what you see. something like that. And it's going to cost you a lot of time, which for a lot of people, you only have a few minutes to get to play Minecraft within a day. So do a little bit more planning at the beginning, and that will save you a lot of time and effort in the long run. So once you get your footprint set how you like, go ahead and put the rest of your foundation down. For us, we're just going to be filling in like this, and then you get to pick your flooring. So you don't have to use the dark oak logs like I am. You can use whatever you want. I have a friend, he enjoys using cobblestone as flooring. Not really sure why, but he just loves the look, loves the texture, and he does his own thing, which is totally cool, especially in this game. So now, once you pick your floor, we need to start kind of constructing the walls. And the way for this template I like to construct the walls is starting off going to each corner and building a 2-high column, and then going to the very outside column with a different type of block and building another column just like this in all the corners. So if you have 20 corners, do this in every single one and it'll look pretty good. Once you have that, I like to frame out the top. So this is going to be what's essentially holding the roof up. Not literally, because blocks are somehow self-supporting in Minecraft. Not really sure why those physics are, but it makes for some pretty cool builds. Once you have this up, we can start working on the walls. Now for the walls, with this simple of a build, just pick which side you want the door, and all you got to do is put the 2 blocks upright like this, leaving yourself some room to get in. And for the windows, you do the same thing, but you add a 3rd block in the middle, and that leaves yourself a nice little window you can look out and make sure that there's no zombies or creepers that are about to attack you as you walk out. Now from here, if you wanted to, you could put a door on and put a flat roof and call it good. But flat roofs don't really look the best. So over here we have a couple options that you can build that I really like. This is the one that we put on our roof, or on the build that we're actually going to be doing. It's just slabs all the way across the top. You come one off the edge, so you have a nice little overhang, as you can see here. And then you go one slab diagonally, one slab diagonally up, and do that for a 4th time at the top, and fill in the top to where you have this nice little flat section. If you want to, you can fill in this part, but I like to leave it open so you can put like a bell or torches or a lantern, something in here to give yourself a little bit more lighting and a little bit more visual texture. Now the second option, this is going to be good for when you have a bigger base that you're wanting to build and you're expanding on this. So if you had a second level where it came up above here and you needed a roof to put up to the side, this would be a good option. All you do is take the slabs and go diagonally all the way up to the top, minus 1 slab, so then you have this nice little 2 wide area up top. And since it's getting dark, I'm going to jump to morning again and continue on. Alright, now that it's daytime again, I have 2 more roofs I'd like to show you. So this one is very simple. All you gotta do is put 2 staircases going diagonally up like this, and then a slab at the top, and you just fill in the middle. For me, I like to have a little bit of a depth to this one, so that's why I left these out in the middle. But you could have this perfectly flat up top. However you want to play it is totally fine with me. And then this last roof over here, I'm actually surprised how good it looks for this size of house. Normally something like this would look just way out of place, not really that great, but I kind of like it. And honestly, if you wanted to build this for your starter base, there's tons and tons of room in there for you to do so. So for how you build this one, it's not quite as apparent as these other 3 just by looking at it. So what you do is you place a staircase down like this, and then you come to the other side and build a regular block up like that, and then place a staircase on top. And then repeat the process for as high as you want to go with this roof, or until you kind of reach the middle. Now for the overhang, it looked really bad if you just have the staircase and block, staircase block. So what I did is I broke those, took them out of the way, and I came underneath and put an upside down staircase in their place, and it just softened it a whole lot better, made it have a much better shape. So if you're ever wondering how to place an upside down staircase, all you gotta do is look at the bottom side of a block or the top half of a block. Those will place it upside down. If you want to place it regularly, you look at the top half or the top of a block or the bottom half of a block, and that will place it like that. So just something to keep in mind if you're ever wondering how people get upside down staircases. So with all of that being said, you can use this template over here with whatever type of wood you want to get yourself a nice little starter house, and then you can pick pretty much any one of these or any roof you really want to put on top of it, and that works. It's super simple to build, doesn't take a whole lot of materials, and you can get it done probably within the first 1 or 2 in-game days at most. And if you want to start decorating it, you can make it look really nice, or even like much better than what I have here. Give yourself some nice interior decoration and so forth. Alright guys, well I think I'm going to leave the episode off here. Thanks again for joining me in this episode. If you liked it, please hit that like button and please consider subscribing. Also, if you know somebody who is just starting out playing Minecraft, doesn't really know where to start, please send them my way, share this video, and I greatly appreciate it. But until next time, I gots to go.